Hello, my YouTubers. Hi, you my YouTubers. I don't know why it's blinking like this. I'm trying to get it together. Okay. Let's get it together. It's blinking. For what reason? I don't know. Now, hello, my YouTubers. I just want to talk about different things that most people ignore. As you can see in my subtitles, are angry and sad. So why I want to talk about this is because it's part of my blog, which is called Know Thyself. And I've been learning of myself and how to deal with situations that might take place in my life that will cause me to tap into different emotions that I deal with. So one of the things that I experienced this past 2 weeks ago, I would say, is something that did with my job, my co-workers, people that I work with. And it was an incident that one of the corporate people called me about some type of documents that they was needing, and I went to try to go get it. And then when I explained to them what the other company stated to me, they were like, okay, I get it, I understand, can you send something? And I said, okay, I'll send what was available. So I did that. Then all of a sudden I get a phone call from my general manager stating that we need not to call corporate office. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't even freaking call corporate office. They called me. So that right there just pissed me off totally. And so I was like, I'm just so sick of everybody jumping the gun over unnecessary thing. It just made me so freaking angry, and I was pissed. And I didn't understand why it even took place. Then my admin got caught in the crossfire of what corporate did. And she took offense of thinking that I was taking my anger towards her when it was nothing to do with her at all. So in this situation, she decides to say that she wasn't going to talk to me. And I was like, really? Why? And so she said, because I don't like how you talk to me. I said, okay, what did I say to you that was out the way? And it came back to that incident. I said, well, if you felt that I said something to you out the way that was created to a different incident, I apologize. Please accept my apology, because this was not my intention. But I was actually venting to you about what corporate idiotic self was doing. Now, make a long story short, so she said to me, well, I appreciate you apologizing, but I still feel like we shouldn't have anything to say to each other unless it's work related. I said, okay, cool. If that's the direction you want to go, I'll show you better than I can tell you. Now, as being the oldest, even though I did try to speak to her, even though I tried to apologize to her, I pushed back. I said, okay, fine. If this is where you want to be, then fine. I don't have to deal with that. So I talked to my VP and I told him, I said, look, I don't want to come in this office if I got to deal with this type of attitude and a person I can't trust. Ain't no point for me to be here. That's where I was at. So he decided to say, well, we have to look above that, and I'm going to fix that. I said, okay, fine, fix it. I don't give a freak. But I don't have to deal with it. I'm just being real. I don't have the patience for it. So I said, this is where I'm at. She ain't got to say shit to me. And I say that literally. But she better keep my business up to point. That means she better make sure my business is processed in a timely fashion in corporate office with no hesitance. If that issue takes place, then she will hear what I have to say, and she will not like it. And that's where I'm at. So that was my anger talking. Now, I pull back and I digress, because I realize that sometimes we can get angry and may say some things that you really truly may not have mean it, but it still comes out. So you have to find ways to express yourself without being angry. And this is why I created this video, to talk about how do you deal with the anger that everyone has, no matter who you are, no matter what color you are, no matter what nationality, it doesn't matter what religion you even speak of. We get angry. But you have to release it. It's okay to be angry. It's called healthy anger. You say what you have to say in a respectful way, and then you release it and you move forward. Because the longer you stay in it, it causes cancerous stress in your body. And I'm one not to get anything to stress me out. For one, you wouldn't know how old I was. But the second thing I could tell you is this: I didn't keep this beauty this long from keeping anger inside of me. So now that is the anger that you have to release. Sadness. Sadness is emotion that a lot of times we do have to deal with. It has been almost 17 years since my mother passed away. Now, it's been a long time. I'm pretty much kind of over that. Not over the fact of my mother, but over the hard emotions that I deal with. I remember when my mom died. I was 26 years old. So I'm kind of giving you a little bit of my age. And it was hard. It was a hard situation. And it took a lot out of me. Because I remember realizing that the one person that I could talk to, I couldn't talk to anymore. And I didn't think I was still there, but I actually am. Because it showed me that when I see friends of mine and cousins that, that still have their mother, I sometimes can get envy, which is another emotion. Because I realize I can't talk to my mom anymore. So those sadness do sometimes come up, but not often. But it's a healthy way to release it. Because no matter what, we all have to bear that death. I've seen death in my life. I was a nurse for 20 years, so I've seen it. But when it hit close to home, it truly, honestly can hurt. Because you have no power anymore to stop what is inevitable. So I tell people this because to watch a loved one slip through your hands, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. And I really don't have any enemies, but I wouldn't wish it. So, sadness. We have it. Sometimes we cry at a sad movie or something that's much closer than that. Understand in life that you have to be able to tap in your emotions and release it. Because if you don't, these type of things can cause other health issues. I say this because I want people to realize that we all are human beings and we all go through a lot in life. No one person can sit and say that they don't go through emotions, from a man to a woman. But it's all about how healthy you can be once you deal with the emotions. My life is an open book. I say that because I want the world to know who I am and be able to maybe feed off of what I can give. Am I perfect? No. Everybody has issues. But we deal with those issues because in human nature, we have to. You could be rich or poor. Everyone goes through something. I was watching a video earlier today, and it was Will Smith in the video, and he was talking about his new movie, Collateral Beauty. And it's supposed to be some form of a holiday movie, and you know, it is what it is, and you accept it as it is. But I look at movies for the contents of it. I look at it to see exactly what are you actually trying to give back to the world. Not just because you're art, but the contents. And he talked about this movie, and one of the things he was dealing with was the passing of his father. He was diagnosed with cancer at the time when he was going through reading the script. So all those things probably was just hitting him at the time when he was actually doing the movie. And I give him credit because most people probably wouldn't even be able to do it. The average Joe would say, you know, I can't do it. But when you can work through a lot of things in life and still come out on top, that is a great feeling. Year 2001 for me was the hardest year I've ever dealt with. February 8th, 2001, my mother died. June 6th, 2001, my uncle died. July 11th, 2001 was my first divorce. And that was that year for me. So it was a sad moment, but I came out on top because a year later I registered for nursing school, and that year after I graduated, and the year after that I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, because I chose not to let my circumstance determine my life. So, angry or anger and sad. Use it for your advantage, not for your disadvantage. Because what doesn't break you makes you stronger in character, in life, in everything. I bid you well, my YouTubers, as I say, shalom and peace be with you.